Hola, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, girl, what are we talking about first?
I took notes. Okay. Well, I took notes in like chronological order of what happened last night, and so I guess the first thing is the whole like Wendy and Giselle and Robin talking about Wendy and Karen's conversation when she was intoxicated.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Okay. What did you think about that?
Well, I do think that I don't know if it was like all said in jest, like the whole like Karen saying, "Oh, I want my money back" or whatever. Like it seemed funny to me, but but she was drunk, and you know what they say, right. When you get drunk, that's when the truth comes out. So I'm thinking probably there might have been a little like, you know, resentment in that statement or whatever. But then I don't know why she said it to Wendy, because like she don't like Wendy, and then Wendy was like new to the group. So why would you like just spill your guts and be like lazy about that to a stranger?
Well, I don't think it was that deep to Karen what she was sharing. And
really?
I don't think I don't like it's just kikiing with your girlfriend. You know, at least that's how I looked at it. And Wendy, even though she took it as maybe there's something deeper, maybe you as a friend, Giselle, you should go talk to your friend about this and help her through this. She might want somebody to talk to about it. Obviously not me, because we're not that tight. But if you want to do it, you know, this is just something that transpired between us. You weren't there. Maybe you want to further look into it. That was it. That should have been the end of it. I don't think when she told that to Giselle, she was being shady or she was being nasty.
No, I don't think Wendy was being shady at all. I mean, obviously Giselle was being shady because she's like that.
Karen thought she was being shady when Giselle brought it up. Karen thought,
I mean, that's because of the way Giselle like brought it up. Giselle has a way.
Anything Giselle does in Karen's eyes is always going to be tension. Period.
Exactly. She said that. Yeah.
Period. Did she say that? Okay. Period. Point blank.
She did.
That's all I said. Giselle cannot bring anything to Karen without it being something bad. She
actually alluded to that, especially because Giselle and Robin were together. It was like, oh boy, green-eyed bandits. What they about to say? Like,
she does not trust Giselle. But she has the right not to, based on past seasons. She does not trust her.
Yeah.
So therefore, that was the wrong person to bring a message to Karen. That was just because anything she does, she does not. I don't think she's closer to Wendy. I mean, not Wendy. She's closer to Monique instead of Candace in this situation, because she wants to be on the opposite ends of wherever Giselle and Robin is, because she don't like them too. She can tolerate them.
Everybody has to like form their little their little cliques, right? So especially if one person in the other clique is somebody that you don't rock with, then you like by default go to the other end.
Right. Even though she wasn't trying to do that, but that's exactly what happened. And now to make it matters worse, Wendy is also part of that clique, part of the anti-Monique clique. So she's like, oh, I'm going to hold on to Monique even more. She don't like those people. The only person she probably likes is just Candace. And, and unfortunately, that's the only people that Candace is getting support from, that she feels is genuine and is thorough and sufficient support, So that was the wrong person to deliver that message. And by the time Giselle, I don't think Giselle was being messy when she delivered the message, Karen, again, because of how she perceives Giselle, took it messy. So that's why she was denying. That's why she was defensive. That's why she deflected into making fun of Wendy in her walk and her slithering walk. What do you think about that?
Well, my thing about Karen, I feel like Karen has like juvenile misconceptions about people. Like she's just always on the defensive, and it's like, why do you always think somebody's out to get you? You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down, take a chill pill, listen to what people have to say, and don't always feel like you gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Like, I don't understand like how she moves.
What? But Karen, the past seasons when she was going through things with her taxes, going through her parents' death, going through challenges in her marriage, they were coming for her. Like, I understand why she is the way she is. Especially
Giselle came for her in a ridiculous way with the shirts and the free Uncle Ben stuff, blah, blah, blah. No one ever came for her when her parents died. She got mad support. And at the reunion, Giselle was the one person who got up off that couch to go make sure she was okay. And Karen was receptive to that. Like, Giselle really was trying to be Karen's friend. Karen was pushing back on it. And so Giselle felt like, I guess she had free reign to just be messy throughout the season.
I would just agree to disagree. I understand why Karen goes.
I understand it, but it's like if you say you're forgiven and you've passed that and you want to let it go, then let your actions reflect that. Her actions aren't. Why? That's why I still listen to her shady.
You can forgive, but be wise when moving forward. And until someone, the same way that they're saying in terms of Monique, like we want to know moving forward we can trust you. So she can forgive and say, I can be in your presence and, we can kiki and we can go abroad and things like that. But I'm going to be wise moving forward. That's just how hurt people move until something else is proven. And remember, Karen also stated that when Giselle came to give her a hug, that she didn't even know it was Giselle. She was shocked when she watched it back and it was Giselle giving her a hug. Just because of how she now perceives Giselle as a backstabber or someone that wasn't supportive or someone that would take something so personal and hurtful and damaging to her marriage and her finances and things like that and make it into a joke. Again, Giselle didn't need to be nasty about it. She's just, I think she's immature, but she's starting to be more mature. She's starting to be more, I guess, what word am I looking for?
She's evolving, which is a good thing.
She's evolving. I don't hate Giselle.
No.
The way I would hate Giselle. I would say that. But anywho, well, I think that was a hot mess. I think that just Giselle bringing up what Wendy told her, that just does the Wendy and Karen relationship pull even deeper. And I don't know if they're gonna be able to come out of it, come out of it in a positive way. Because I don't know, like it's very clear to me that Karen does not like Wendy. Period.
I don't know why.
I think it's insecurities. People love Karen, though. She's funny. She's definitely funny. She definitely has her way with words. She's definitely personable. But I also think Karen somehow, somewhere, like, she doesn't like Wendy because of her accolades. I think that's very possible. Even though she says, no, I do like her.
Yeah, exactly. She's using all her energy to deny that and saying that, she's a businesswoman and God blesses people with common sense and she got it in spades and blah, blah, blah.
Always attacked. That's the first thing she always attacks Wendy for is her education. Is her intellect. And that's the last thing you should attack somebody like that for. Why is that always the first thing you attack her for? You don't talk about her clothes. You don't talk about her hairline. Everybody talk about Wendy's hairline, girl.
Oh, God.
You don't talk about her makeup. You talk about her intellect. And you attack something that she... So I understand why Wendy is, also you're not going to come for me, boo. No. You're not going to come for me.
She very well shouldn't. The first time we were introduced to Wendy this season, I think maybe first or second episode, Karen's first remark was she sat on different boards with Wendy and she's not impressed. Why is that the first thing, your first reaction? What is your issue with this lady? And then you, do it to her face as if, we haven't met. Oh, I'm Karen. Nice to meet you. You just told us you sat on different boards. So you know who this lady is. You're just really actively trying to be shady. Why?
You are bothered. You are bothered by her.
Very bothered.
Academic success. You are. You say you're not, but you are. That's very clear to me. But I think a lot of people relate more to Karen in this situation because they also might not have those degrees. They also might not have those degrees. And every time Karen wants to come out, common sense is not common. Or what's the thing she always says? Everyone don't have common sense. And I'm like,
well, that's true.
That's true, but Wendy definitely doesn't seem like someone that doesn't have common sense.
Exactly.
I haven't shown anything that seems like this girl don't got no common sense. That's not good. So why do you keep on attacking this girl's intellect? She got common sense and she got academic sense. So what's your problem?
I'm not. I really just don't understand it. I'm like, there is something that is going on with this lady. She is really bothered by Wendy, And I don't understand why. I don't know if it's like because Wendy's been like braggadocious about it, so she feels like that's an easy target. I mean, she has been. Even last night's episode when she was like, "I don't brag," and everybody was looking around and then they like play like the past clips, and she just kept saying, "I have photographs. I have photographs." And I'm just like, even me, like the first few episodes, I was like, "We've heard." Like, yeah, Johns Hopkins, yeah, MSNBC, yeah, we've heard. Like, it's okay, okay, like. But, I mean, I don't know. But it's not a reason for me to be like, ooh, I hate your guts. Like, what is that about?
But if that's the reason for you not to like somebody because they talk about what they've accomplished and what they really are just proud of themselves about, that means it's an insecurity for you. That's a jealousy.
Yeah, it sure is.
It sure is. Because I'm not intimidated or insecure because she's bringing that up. I'm like, that's what's up. That's cool, man. I know that must have been hard. Going through all of that within 10 years, trying to get
especially the way that she just explained it this Price episode, like she was pregnant for two of them, she lost her dad, like she was going through the most, and she said she never gave up, and I mean, so that's probably why she's like extra proud now.
Right, that's always going to be part of her story. So you not liking her because she talks about who she is and what she's been through and what she's most proud of lets me know that somewhere within you, you're either envious or jealous. And I think for Karen, there's a slight jealousy there, whether she wants to admit it or not. Jealousy because you don't like her because of what she has, which is her academic success or educational or intellect in general, accolades, or educational accolades that she has. You don't like her for that. You're jealous.
And do you know what? Like when last week's episode with the Wine with Wendy thing and like that whole forum and the way everything was put together and the way she spoke and the way like her fellow panelists spoke too, I'm like, there's no way Karen sat on this board with this lady and was not impressed. That little Wine with Wendy thing impressed the hell out of me. I was like, oh, this lady is really about that life. Like, she has these accolades. She talks a good game, but she's really showing it. I'm like, yo, she's so smart. Like, she is always to the point. She is clear. She is concise. She is eloquent. Like, this lady really is as smart as she says she is. Maybe even smarter. I was thoroughly impressed. I was like, oh, my gosh, I love you. You're great. So I'm not really understanding how Karen says she's not impressed. Like, she impresses every time she opens her mouth.
Let me tell you this. You know what I think happened in that board? Wendy stole the spotlight.
She stole the show.
She stole the show. With her intellect, with her diplomatic way, she stole the show, and Karen was bothered. That's what happened. Everyone was so impressed. You know how everyone is so impressed with somebody, and that makes you jealous? Like, you want that adoration. You want people to be impressed with you. That's what I think happened there.
Terrible.
Wendy went on that board and showed out.
Yeah, that's it. That's the phrase right there. She showed out.
Everybody sang her praises. Everybody was like, go ahead, Black Girl Magic. And you know who was just on the sideline? Karen.
Because she thought she was top dog until Wendy showed up, huh?
Right. And Wendy's like, I want to know you. I want to like you. I want to, blah, 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 blah. But this relationship would never work because she is jealous and she can't admit it fully. But that's really that's what's bothering her. She don't want to be in a place where you get all the adoration because she can't compete with Doctor. She can't. That's why she tries to discredit her. Tries to, at least you don't got common sense. Well, she does. What has she done that hasn't shown common
exactly,
sense?
But I don't think the move should have been like trying to compete with her. Like, you don't need to compete with her. But also you don't need to discredit her and be an asshole. That's the point that everybody's been trying to make.
Right. You might be educated, but you're ignorant. What was ignorant about what she was saying?
Not one thing.
Stop caring.
Nothing was ignorant about it. That's why she had to do the whole, oh, you're slithering, the way you were slithering down the stairs. She had to like change it to something else. So that's what was bothering you. The way she walked down the stairs was bothering you. So that's what made her ignorant. Like, I'm not really understanding. Isn't ignorant what should have come out of her mouth, not the way she was walking? Like, calm down, lady.
When you don't like somebody, you can really pick them apart.
You just start nitpicking at random things, and then it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it just wasn't connecting at all. At all.
That is what happened there. I will say that slithering comment and her mimicking Wendy was funny. I was cracking up.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh, but I laugh as, I'm just watching a TV show, right? Like, I'm just laughing like, I'm watching a TV show. But if this was, like, real life, I know these people, I'm just going to look at her like, really? Okay, calm down.
But I would say Wendy cracked us laughing at some point, too. And I appreciate that. I like this aspect of Real Housewives of Potomac. We can shade, we can have conflict, we can laugh, we can move past, we can shade again, have conflict, but never should you put your hands on somebody. And the little part that they show of Monique still annoys me. When they showed Monique after interview or whatever that they do after the episode, Monique is still here talking about, well, you can just see the coldness in her eyes when she speaks about the situation. You can tell who is truly hurt in the situation and who is truly the bully. Well, she sued me, so I had to sue her. You come after me, I got to come after you. And here is Candace, sad and crying, and just genuinely upset because she was truly the victim. But she has manipulated the truth, done the Trump spin on everything that is just so hard to see clearly if you were a judge. I can see how the judge was confused and was like, you know what, I'm just going to toss both of these cases out. Because she done come here talking about something, I'm bleeding, I just spent $900. Well, girl, it's because you attacked this girl. Like, why are you trying to blame that on Candace that you over here? Like, she's saying this in such a way that even if I was a judge and I don't have all the details and I'm not like, which you're not in tune in their daily lives the way you are within the show, you would have to throw it out. What are their cases? Because you wouldn't know what's true and what's not true. And if you take both of them in face value, it does look like they were both, engaging each other, and that's why this resulted. And really, that's not the case. But unfortunately, you cannot always get justice from a judge, which is unfortunate for Candace.
Definitely not, especially when the judge used the Bravo footage to make his decision. So I don't know how you use the footage to make a decision, and that was the decision that you ended up reaching. The footage clearly shows one person was the aggressor and one person was the person that was attacking.
No. I disagree. Let's say, let me talk. If you, hopefully I'm using the right word. You'll tell me because you're the English wizard here. If you prelude, that's the word I'm looking for, prelude the video, or if you give a description of the video before you get the video, the judge will look for what description that you've given. So if you say she attacked me, she was being provocative, she was being this and that, and I gave her a warning, and I told her don't do this, and she threw wine in my face, and I beat her, and then I had to just respond, this and that. When you see the video, you will see that.
You think so?
Yes, you will, because
you think that his preconception was already tainted because
it's tainted.
Of,
these people's perception of.
But isn't that why he's a judge? Isn't that why you're in this line of work, so that things like that don't taint you, so that you can make a good decision?
Judges are still human. That's
human.
True. You know, you come out here and you say, oh yeah, my lip was busted and I blah 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 this, and I had to go and do this, and this, like she's been provoking me, and you just. She believes a lot. So they should give her
but Candace would have given her account of what happened too. So why wasn't the judge looking for that version of the story? Like, I don't get it.
Tell you, the person when Candace gives her account and when Monique gives her account, who is more passionate?
Well, I guess both of them are, but in different ways. Monique in a more aggressive, I'm defending myself because she is the defendant. I'm defending myself, and it's in the, that kind of way. And then Candace would probably just like break down, and there's that.
Have you ever seen somebody that's been accused of something really bad? It could be stealing. It could be sexual assault. It can be anything. Domestic violence. The way they will cry. The way they will say, "I didn't do it." The way they rubble, like the performance that they will give you. That if you weren't there, if you don't know this person's background, if you don't know how they are just in general, you can believe it. I remember a friend told me a story about how her brother-in-law tried to sleep with her, and she told her sister. And when she told her sister, the brother-in-law came in swearing on the Bible, swearing on his dead grandmother, swearing up and down. I didn't do it. I can't believe she lied on him. And he did it. But I can't believe she lied on him. She crying up and down. Like, when you are the judge, which is the wife in that situation, you know both of them, it's difficult when you have someone here, like, crying up and down, swearing on the Bible and their grandmother, and then the other one person like, no, you did it. Just, you're taking one word over somebody else's word. Somebody is really performing.
Yeah.
Right? They have a lot to lose. He's really performing. So it's difficult sometimes especially if that person is a pathological liar and they believe their own lies and they don't show any signs of lies in them, or
no remorse whatsoever. The most frustrating thing to me about yesterday's episode with Monique was she was actually upset and felt like she had the right to be upset that Candace went the legal way. And talking about they can arrest me in front of my children and this and that. I'm like, no, they couldn't if you didn't do what you did. But you did it. So, free reign. Anything can happen. Like, why are you mad? Like, and then you're not even putting the blame on yourself, which is who the blame should be on. You're still projecting and saying, oh, Candace did this. Like, what are you talking about? Candace will have no plausible way to take legal actions on you if you didn't do something that warranted that. That's what she's not understanding. Talking about something, they can take me in front of my kids. Why didn't you know? You didn't remember you had kids when you decided to put your hands on this lady? No? You didn't remember you had kids when you were running around the barn talking about something, I'm going to kill her, this, that, and the third? No? You didn't remember? 3 children? No? Oh, okay. Like, Candace being mad that she countersued, I completely understand that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I was with her husband, though. She got to calm down because there was nothing she was going to be able to do about it. And she should have expected that from that kind of person, Monique.
So, not expect that. Not immature. Some people are using the word immature for her to think that, she won't count herself. Like, no, that's not called immature. That's just being a little bit
No, exactly. It was just naivete. That's it.
It was just naivete. And that's because she isn't dealt with the court. She isn't dealing with Rick Rouse that over here fighting and throwing punches and then playing victim.
Right, not talking about we gotta take it to the hood and blah. Like, what? Like, if somebody keep asking you for the hoods, eventually the hood's gonna come out. Like, that's literally what Monique said. I'm like, really? Why are you proud of this? Like, I'm not understanding why you're proud of this.
Very proud. She's my goodness. Everything about Monique, I just side-eye it. I want to like her. There's a lot of positive attributes to her, but she needs to take serious accountability for this, like actual accountability. If she
just would. And then talking about I want to invite the girls to my podcast live thing so that they can see how much I've grown. That wouldn't be the forum to do that. Like, do that in a more private thing. Like, right? Like, what is that? I like the way Wendy was like, like, you're still not taking accountability. I like the way Robin was like, nope, I'm not, nope, I'm not coming. I just love it. And she did not even try to call Giselle. That would have been a block.
You know better. Actually, she's getting on my nerves as well, but, we'll keep her in our praise. She's getting on my nerves. Like, I hate that
always gets on my nerves.
Being loyal to Monique on this.
Not even just for this. Ashley always gets on my nerves. Ashley is warped. Her sense of reality.
And she's a walking contradiction.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
This situation with Monique and Candace. She's just, it's just a hot mess, but it's okay. I will say that Candace has definitely been affected by this. And I just hope that, because a lot of the reasons why Monique is saying that she provoked her and this and that is her mouth and this and that. And unfortunately, Karen is backing her up with that, which is ridiculous to me.
It's absolutely stupid. Like, just because somebody says something, and you cannot use the excuse of, she was like, you're going to drag me, so you did it. Like, are you a child?
Right.
You have children. What is wrong with your brain that you couldn't process that, no, just because she's egging you on and provoking you does not mean that you need to take action. That's where the maturity comes in, and you walk away. You don't feed into that. Not only did she feed into it, like, she escalated it. Now you're at fault. Right. It would have all been Candace's fault if she let it go. But no, you have to just do the most and bring the hood out. And so now it's your fault. Like,
hood out. Anywho, so I was like, girl, you got 3 kids and a whole husband here. That's what she likes to say.
And her husband was not here for any of that kind of behavior. He shouldn't be at all. And I like the fact that he didn't try to fake like, ooh, well, whatever, she had it coming. That was great. Like, I like the fact that he kind of checked her at least as much as he could on camera or whatever. But like, I like the fact that he made it known that that was not good behavior at all.
Monique in terms of, I don't know. She's let's just put her in a corner somewhere. She's a lot to deal with. I hope if she doesn't really like show like true remorse, apologize to Candace at the reunion, I really don't think they should bring her back, honestly. But we'll save that conversation for another time. You know, it is what it is between those two. I do like that Candace. I think one thing I do want Candace to do is to not stop using her voice. I think a situation like this that can be traumatic, and the person that causes trauma is saying it's because of your mouth, might cause somebody to not speak up as much as they used to, or to not express themselves as much as they used to. And I hope that Monique doesn't cause that in her. You know what I mean? I hope that.
I don't think it will. I like Candace for the fact that I feel like as far as her sensitivity and like her mental health, I feel like she's very aware. Like even before this whole Monique situation, right? Like even like with her mom or whatever the case may be, like I feel like she's very aware and in tune with, okay, this bothers me, this I'm sensitive to, this is the kind of things that trigger me or whatever, and she's always like ahead of it, seeking help, right? Like she never lets it like consume her, which I really like about her. I like when people are like very aware of the things that bother them and go look for help in fixing them. I like that. And so that's what I do like and respect about Candace. Like, she's in tune and she's working on it. And she says it all the time. She's working on it. And it's not just, I'm talking. She really is taking action and doing the work. I mean, whatever. Like, do whatever you got to do. If you got to cry a bunch of times and talk to whoever you got to talk, whatever. Do it. Because it's only going to be better for her. So that's it.
I was going to say, people need to stop shaming her for her tears. Like, I think a lot of us, including me, have like learned, like, you know, tough it up, don't cry, don't do this and that. But like, no, it's refreshing to see somebody just cry. Like, let her cry if she needs to cry. You know? Yeah. I will say this about Candace. She cries about everything. She cries when she's sad. She cries when she's mad. She cries when she's happy. She cries when she's I don't know what else she cries. But for all the emotions, she cries, which is fine.
I think it's perfectly fine. Exactly.
Yeah, that should be normalized. It's okay for you to cry. Not like some people that all they show is a tough exterior, Monique, and everything is she's just so I just can't. She can't be vulnerable and let you know that she's in the wrong. Anywho, so I will say another good thing I liked in the episode yesterday was one, I really liked the glittering comment with Karen. It just brought out a little bit of fun in Real Housewives of Potomac. Even though she was trying to make fun of my girl Wendy, I still like that little scene.
I like that it ended up being like I like the way it was handled and the way it ended. I will say also I enjoyed seeing Candace get signed to Chucky, I believe they said it was, to that label. Yeah, Chucky Thompson. Yep.
I was smiling from ear to ear and I was happy for her. I want her to continue to just move towards a positive path and continue to move forward and not let this terrible situation, which I can tell is still affecting her, but not let this terrible situation weigh so down on her that she can enjoy her life and enjoy the.
You know my favorite part of this whole thing, though? It wasn't even the point where she got signed, right? That was perfectly great. My favorite part of the whole thing, and I think I've told you this before, her husband is A1. Before that whole, why don't you sign to my label thing, Candace said, Chris sent this song to everybody. He sent it to Santa Claus. He sent it to Jesus. This is what you call support. This is what you call support. Send it to everyone. Why? Because this is your person. Like wife, friend, whoever, mother, father, blah, blah. But that is what you call support. And the fact that she recognizes it and she had to be sarcastic that way to say, he sent it to Santa Claus and Jesus, that means this man really sent that recording to everyone. And I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And then, when she got signed, I was like, whoop, whoop, yes.
I like the relationship. I think all the relationships on this show, I like Monique is automatically disqualified right now. But,
no chance.
But I do like Candace's and White Chris relationship, and I also like. I actually do like Jamal and Giselle together. I don't know. I know a lot of people think it's fake and it's it's whack and this and that. But
I don't think it's fake, but I just don't like him. But that's from his past. That's from his past transgressions that we've like word on the street is he had all these past transgressions, and not just word on the street. She said it with her own mouth when we first met her. Yeah, so I'm just a person who can't look past that, but that's not my relationship, so I don't care. Like if she's fine with it, like it happened to her, and now she's fine with it, and she's giving him another chance, then great, go ahead, be happy. I don't think it's fake though.
I will say this. I will say that I don't know the details of those past transgressions except for what the father said and what she had said a little bit of on the show. I also don't know if that's something that he's currently doing now or he's having to deal with in a negatively now. But I will say without because I'm not.
You're not looking in the past.
I'm not looking at that at all. So that's why I'm saying just looking from the surface. Not thinking about the past and all the nonsense he has done, that people claim he has done. Just looking at the surface, I like it. It's very mature. It's very, just comfortable, I think. People are saying they don't even look like lovers, just like friends. Well, after a while, after a certain age, after you've been known someone for a while, it's just going to look like friendship. It's going to look like true support. It's just going to look like, I got your back, you got my back. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't got to be like some excessive, I don't know, like sexual or romance, to the T. It can just be that's my guy. That's the person that always got my back. That's such and such. And you know what? I think that's probably why Karen and her boo is currently having some issues, but she still wants to do romance and this and that. And he's just like, man, I'm old. I just want to go retire in Florida.
He's like, I want to retire and be in the house, and I want you in the house with me.
Right. She still wants to do all this. So it's important to at least be on the same page. That way you're not conflicting. I will say in terms of Candace and Chris, I did like the part where she was very upset. Like you said, Chris tried to calm her down. I like that she went and just gave him a hug. And
she just fell into his arms. I love
it. And he just held her. I like that. I don't think I've ever seen Monique do that. I'm just saying.
Well,
I think it's just booty call, and that's it. I don't see them cuddling up next to each other or nothing like that. And I think Monique is jealous of Candace and Chris's relationship. Just my personal
because what did she say? Like, she felt like a booty call. Didn't she say that one time that she kind of feels like a booty call? I was like, ooh, no.
Chris and Candace are out here romancing each other. You making her tea and dinner and all this other stuff and giving her bear hugs and calming her down and being sweet. And
and it's not even like he's doing something like so ridiculously out of the ordinary, like on some fairy tale type stuff. This is just that simple thing. She was like in her robe. He was sitting down on the chair saying, calm down, you knew this was going to happen, blah, blah. And she got centered and she just fell in his arms and she just like lazied on him, and that was it. Like, but it just rang so true. Like, it just seemed and like felt so genuine. I was watching, I was like, this is great.
Right.
This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I've ever seen, but again, I haven't watched the past episodes in detail, nor was I looking for that. But I don't think I've ever seen Monique and Chris in that kind of just light. I'm not sure.
I haven't seen it either, and I don't think that that's a thing that I'm concerned about because everybody's relationship and how like they click is different, right? And maybe they do that off camera, maybe they don't. But I mean, they seem to get each other and understand each other. He seems to understand her, so fine. If you like it, I love it. No problem.
True. I'm just gonna say, you guys can say I'm on a Monique hate right now, but I'm just annoyed. So as an adult that can't take accountability, it's a pet peeve of mine. And that wants to create injustice in the world and spread lies and spin the truth. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. I just can't. I don't like it. It's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve because Trump has shown me some of these people out here in these streets ain't shit. You know what I mean? And she's now, I was putting her alongside Trump with all her lies. But anywho, I was just going to say she's jealous of Candace because even when she's recounting what happened, I don't have the luxury to just go be sipping tea. I don't have the luxury to just go home. I got a husband and 3 little kids that need to take care of. Like, girl, why is that? Like, the fact that that's what she went to, like, you know, that's something that she is slightly jealous of. She's slightly, maybe jealous is not the word, but she is something that she wishes she had. So, you know, it is what it is.
It's fine.
That's what I think that happens.
It's fine. And to be fair, like, this is just me, and I might change my mind later depending on, like, what happens and how it goes down. But I really kind of, right now, I don't want them to be friends anymore. Like, if you guys are going to have to coexist on the show, fine.
No,
but
they can never be friends again. I don't see how that can happen. No, I don't think so. Until maybe during their 50s, and she, you know. But
do you not think that Monique might have a come to Jesus moment at some point in her life when she's really gonna have to be like, okay, this was all my fault. Everything.
I don't think so. I don't think.
No?
I think she would have to have done it already. The fact that she continues to make excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse, continues to justify this action in her mind, and then the new things that happen because of it, like the court, like her having to get a lawyer, like the busted lip that she had. She's still blaming that on Candace. Anything that has to do with Candace and this altercation, she will find a way to blame it on Candace. And because of that, I don't think that she can come out of this anytime soon. Do you understand what I mean? And the fact that she also has support from so many people who agree with the way she's thinking, who are supporting her, I don't think she's going to come out of it. Also, I don't think that's something that she would do to someone at this age that you call a true friend. And the fact, and the fact that she did do that. Actually, I also think she's also slightly maybe very deep inside of her, somewhere in her cold heart. I'm sorry. Let me stop all this shade of her. Somewhere in her heart, I think she does feel a little shame about what she did. I do think that. Actually, she's also said that she does feel some shame. I also don't see, I've watched interviews. I don't think she ever says it's Candace's name.
You know what I think is wrong with Monique?
What do you think?
Maybe at first she didn't have any remorse. Maybe, sure, because she said it, so I believe you. Fine. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe before or after the whole, like, pastor thing, and she was like, oh, she didn't deserve that, blah, blah, whatever. However real that was, fine, whatever. But what I think is wrong with her, I think now, for pride's sake, especially because of that legal action that Candace took on her, I think for pride's sake, she's doubling down on her story. Like now, she has manipulated it in her own mind to try to convince herself that everything that she did was justified. I think that's what she is just trying to save face at this point. I think that's what's wrong with her. Instead of just saying I was completely wrong and okay, fine, I get it. Now there's legal actions. You can't actually speak to her anymore. Great. But fine, talking to us in the confessionals or talking to anybody else, be that vulnerable person and admit and cop to what you've done. Take accountability. Like, actually show it. Don't just be telling people, oh, let me show you what I've done. No, show it. Show it. And don't be saying, oh, I invited you to my podcast and y'all not coming, so how y'all going to see? Your little live podcast about Not for Lazy Moms is not where you're going to show that, oh, you've changed and you've been working on yourself. Like, what is that? Like, no, that's work. We need to. These are personal relationships. We need to see it different.
Right, something that was already planned before you had the altercation. Something that you already had planned.
Right, like you know what I'm saying. Whether or not you had that, altercation with Candace had nothing to do with that podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like, what are you going to talk about in that podcast that's going to show, oh, this is where I've changed. Especially, do you remember during the podcast itself, she told the lady not to ask her anything about Candace. And the first question the lady asked her was about Candace. I was like, yo, where do you find these people? Like, I can't even deal. Like, so how are you going to show that you're taking accountability and you're changing when you didn't even want that question to be asked? So is it that you didn't want to address it because there was nobody there to hear it? Like, I'm not really understanding, like, what she was talking about there. But whatever. I'm over Monique. I really am. Like, I really am over Monique.
I will say this, though, in defense of the moderator or whatever you want to call her. Monique said she's not going to answer any questions about the altercation. She didn't say Candace's name. Again, Monique refuses to say Candace's name. That's telling. She never. That's telling. The fact that you can't even say your friend's name, that's telling. That lets me know that you know, like, you're wrong somewhere. That's telling to me. That says something to me psychologically about what's going on and what she's thinking about. But she never says Candace's name. She says, I just refuse to, don't ask me any questions about the altercation, was what she said. That's what she said.
I don't remember the exact wording, but I'll take your word for it.
She said altercation. Like, I'm not going to answer any questions about the altercation. She didn't say Candace's name. The lady then got a question that says, "Oh, what is the
status of your relationship with Candace?"
With Candace.
And what she said, she took a long ass pause and she was like, "Pray for us." I was like,
right. That's very different from that's not about the altercation per se. So I'll give her that. I'll give her a pass on that one. That's all.
I had absolutely no problem with the moderator asking that question. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. I was like, ask more. Let's hear it. Yeah. Because that's what people want to know. Because, like you said, that was before the show aired. So that's probably like been on the blogs and all this kind of stuff. So that's clearly what people want to know. Like, you got those ticket sales because of that altercation. So give the people what they want, girl. Like, let's hear it.
And another reason why I feel like it's going to be hard for Monique, I'm just going to say this and then we're going to stop this on the topic. But why it's going to be hard for Monique to really change and maybe her and Candace reconcile 10 years from now, whatever years from now, is because the people around her are yes men. Are people that she has paid or people who feel loyal to her. They're not really people, except for Karen. But Karen, too, anywho.
Karen's ridiculous even by something. She needs to see the medical report. Like, ladies have several seats.
But apart from, like, Karen or somebody, or maybe Ashley a little bit, I don't think she has people. She has enough money in what she threw around her employees or family that will always have her back and won't hold her feet to the fire. And if they try to, she gets defensive and she starts to fight. So I think, for example, you see her husband try to be like, this is embarrassing. See how defensive she got. Embarrassing for who? She was about to fire him right then and there. Who embarrassed? Like, she's defensive. So they're not able to really tell her the truth and tell her this is wrong. She thinks she's in the right. So somebody like that, it's going to be really hard for you to change the perception or for them to really see the light. You know, that's just my personal opinion. And Karen, even though Karen says, "Oh, I'm holding her to the fire. I'm putting her feet to the fire. I'm making sure that I'm holding her accountable." She really isn't, because if you were truly holding her accountable, when I actually told her that you suggested, you said if it were you, you would press charges. She shouldn't have been surprised. Why was she so surprised by that? If you're being honest and if you were really holding her accountable, she shouldn't be surprised by that.
Do you know what Karen is standing on when they had the meeting at her house, the meeting where Giselle was taking notes and had the bodyguard.
That's it. That's not enough.
Like that was the only one time that at least we've seen on camera that she said you effed up. That was and that was it. She just said the one comment. She was like, "You effed up, but I'm gonna hold your hand through this." And that was her saying, "I hold Monique accountable," because you said the one random thing, but your actions aren't showing that you are holding her accountable. Like, you can't just say stuff and then think that that's it. Like,
It's not enough for Monique to get it. It's not enough of that.
It's not enough at all.
Because as soon as she says that, even at the end when she was giving her a hug, she was like, "We're gonna make it through this, and you're gonna teach girls, self-control," or blah 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 blah. In that particular episode, she was like, "I'm also gonna teach them to provoke people." She didn't check her on that. When you don't check her, you're not holding her accountable. She continues to make excuses, and you don't hold her accountable on her excuses. Even some of the interviews, live that they're done on Instagram, she can't hold her like truly accountable, because even if she says something, it's in passing. It's not in your face. And if you say something and say, "I'm still going to support you," the person that you're talking to is just going to say, "I'll take the support, leave the accountability with you." You know what I'm trying to say? That's what she's doing.
Of course.
that's what she's doing, you know. So she's not really holding Monique accountable. Holding Monique accountable is like, Monique, you need to apologize to Candace. What you did was wrong. I need you to understand that. And then whenever she says, no, she provoked me, no, blah, 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 you need to tell her, no, that's not it, baby girl. That's holding her accountable. But she accepts her excuses. She accepts her justifications. So therefore, you can't really hold her accountable. To the point where I always thought it was kind of a bit abusive. I don't want to use the word abusive, but I think it was kind of a bit like putting salt in the wound when she was telling Candace, but your mouth is big. You know, you have a big brain, or you're very intelligent, but your mouth is. Yeah. I thought that was
because it had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
It has absolutely nothing to do with it. Like, you gonna fight everybody that got something bad to say about? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
it's like blaming the victim in the domestic abuse. Well, you know, you should have told him to shut up. Maybe we wouldn't have dragged you. And it's just like, what? No, you need to control yourself. You need to control yourself. But anywho, that's enough of that. I really don't want to see anything that has to do with Monique. But you know, they're gonna continue to show us. But little by little, they are icing her out a little by little. You know, they're showing us little 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and I hope they continue to do that because we don't want to see too much of her.
I mean, yeah, bye. She gotta go. I mean, she said she was gonna leave anyway. So right, that was what she said at the meeting. So like, you can go. You like, to be fair, she doesn't bring anything to the show for me. Like, I mean, her like if she left, I wouldn't feel like, ooh, there's a void. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't feel it. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, remember where Monique used to be on? Like, no, you can go. Everybody's replaceable. Like, especially somebody that does what you do and feels the way that you feel. You can really go. Like, exit stage left, please. Be gone. Like, I think if Giselle and Robin left, like, those are bigger characters on the show for me. Even Candace at this point. Like, if Candace left, I would actually be like, ooh, Candace left.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
I think
Monique,
the only person I feel that way about, even though she gets on my nerves, is Karen. I think if Karen left, I can see that. And I also think, even though a lot of people don't like Wendy for many reasons, but I also think if Wendy left, because she brings a different, unique perspective to the show.
That's very interesting, because this is just like literally half of her first season, so you would actually feel avoided if Wendy left. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think if she left, there will be a void. Because I think this is my first time actually watching, in a serious way, Real Housewives of Potomac. The other times I just watch clips, I watch the summary or the overview of what's going on and this and that. I listen, because I couldn't watch it with Ashley's mouth being so reckless and so crazy. Yeah. No one to be able to check her. She was always ready.
Ashley, that's another case.
She always has something else to say. Like, no one has ever. I think they said that Katie. Is that what you just said?
I said Ashley. I said Ashley's another case. Like, I don't like her for anything at all.
Yeah. I think they said one time Katie was able to check her a little bit, but now Katie's not really on the show. But it's. I just always felt like she was very toxic a couple of seasons. Very, very toxic. That's why I was kind of happy with Candace, because Candace was checking her.
Exactly. Like, and then Ashley's getting mad. Like, how you mad when you're getting the same energy that you put out? Like, why are you mad?
Right.
Like, literally the same energy, not even as toxic as the energy you put out, and you mad because now you're getting it. So you really can dish it out, but you can't take not even a little sliver of it, huh? Okay.
But I will say this, Candace, unfortunately for her, all the people she was going to bat for, against Ashley, Karen, Monique, now they both kind of turned their back on her, which is, I feel like she feels a little bit hurt because of that as well. I think she's expressed that a little bit on the show. I feel like I wish, if this was how you were gonna treat me, I just wish I never even stood up for you. So that's what she was doing. It doesn't take she was being a really loyal friend. To the point where, you don't like her? Oh, she did this? Let me see. I seen the show. She was a hot mess. Yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? I'm going to put her feet to the fire. Unfortunately, those people didn't have her back the way she needed to. She needed it. It's a bad game of chess. And right now, it looks
unfortunately, for Candace is kind of, she seems like she might be losing, but as long as she keeps moving forward and bringing positivity and like continuing on with her music, continuing on with her other career. I heard that she's now doing like a MBA, or she's in grad school or something like that. She's doing the music, she's doing the political thing. So as long as she continues to move forward in that direction, hopefully she will come out the winner.
I do think she's winning, at least in terms of like being in that group. She's
not winning in terms of fans.
That's fine. That's fine. Like if she's not winning in terms of fans, whoever those fans are ignorant, and they're non-factors, so it doesn't matter. Like the people who actually matter know what the right thing is. So whoever is not Team Candace for this thing, you have the problem. So whatever, you're a non-factor. Go away. Like
I will say this, I'm not even, because I used to like Monique as well. I'm not saying like Team Candace or Team Monique or anything like that. Really, I just don't like injustice, and I just see that entire situation with Candace and Monique as just a big injustice to Candace. Like you can't get an apology. The court, they can't have your back. The only kind of injustice you might be getting a little bit is I hope Bravo does let Monique go, and I also hope, but I don't know if they will, because Monique has a lot of followers and she has a lot of fans and all the other stuff.
It's not even just that. Like, why would Bravo let her go if the justice system itself didn't hold her accountable? So they might feel justified to leave her on the show.
That's true. That's very true. I don't know, but I will say at least a little bit more than half of her co-workers are holding Monique accountable, and maybe that's a little bit of justice. I do think. You see a lot of good things that's happening in a group setting in which Monique is not part of, and I think that's good consequence for Monique as well. It is what it is. But that's Real Housewives of Potomac. I guess we just went over like 2 episodes. The last one and this one that just recently aired.
Right.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
I mean, honestly, I feel like obviously the storylines are going to stretch for a lot more episodes, so this is just going to be what it is. But I do think that I saw the preview of next week's episode, and it seems like Ashley's getting checked a little bit on, how she's been moving previous seasons. So I'm because somebody said something about, do you take accountability for your actions or something like that? And then I think I heard Robin say, you've said a lot of things about my family or something like that. So I'm actually ready with snacks to see how that plays out.
That's honey.